All right, here we are with Ravenloft, Conspiracy at Krezk. It is February 2018. I am Devin, the game guy, and to my left we have Explain Why.
Tyler playing Phineas Grossfellow.
Kevin playing Asher.
And Peter Jack Angus.
All right, gang, let us recap what happened last session. Who would like to go first?
We went down the mines and had an adventure. It was a lovely time. We found a corpse.
We also reappropriated some documents.
Sounds about right. So yes, you went into the Krezk mine, which I'm going to say is a salt mine, because the book says Krezk has salt mines. And other minerals are inside there, of course. That's not how rock works. Multiple rocks can be in one place. But primarily salt, which explains the base acids down there. But like, you know, silver, iron, steel, or not steel, because steel's an alloy, but silver, iron, those also exist in the mine. Same with copper. Just not in large quantities. But, you know, enough for a person to be interested in getting material out of. The mine is not important, except the mine is the center point to everything, it looks like. But yes, you snuck into it and found a body that wasn't familiar at all. Except it was, you know, Asher in the past.
Now it's nothing.
Old and salty. You guys hacked it up like a bunch of psychopaths and hid it.
Yeah, one of you did that.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of we in the hacking up.
All of you. Geneva Convention be damned, you'll all be tried.
We're all responsible.
You're like, what the fuck, Phineas?
I didn't know I had it in me.
Beyond that, you left the mine with stuff you stole. So, listeners, we have to gently alter a few things about Krezk that we weren't aware of going in. I think the only big thing is that we had said that there was a Morning Lord priest called Samuel Valentine who lived on the outskirts of town who was like a hermit. I turned out to be the wrongest man in Wrongville about that. Samuel Valentine is the high priest, harbinger of the Rosy Dawn, the highest priest of the Sanctuary of First Light, a Morning Lord home cathedral in Krezk. That's the base of operations for the entire religion. He is not on the outskirts of town like a weirdo. He is in the city, in one of the biggest temples in the city that has like catacombs and battlements and fortresses. That's like the center for the crazy Sun Zealots that are the Morning Lord cultists.
I mean, he might just hang out on the outskirts of town like a weirdo.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't, as soon as I have read his backstory. Other than that, and the mine being a mine, I think we covered everything. A new misty day dawns on Krezk for you three. Oh yeah, Nicole's not here; she's sick. Yeah, a morning kind of fog clings to the surface of the ground as the sun is coming up over the mountains that dot everything. Yeah, there's a chill wind in the air. This is your guys' show at this point.
So are we going to church?
Well, the options were going to the church, going to the merchants, or going to the forest.
Gonna trust the church more than the merchants at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could buy the loyalty of the merchants, but that just means it can be bought right back.
Money handlers.
Yeah. Decided to probably talk to each other and so on, so some of them might know about what's there. Yeah, let's go to the Church of the Morning Lord.
Okay, Krezk is a fort town. It used to be a military encampment back when Strahd the Perfect, rose up with his army to take back Barovia from I believe they're called the Turgs? Yeah, it's a giant battle fortress city that has about 2,000-3,000 people in it. It's broken into 4 quarters, separated by walls and various fortifications. One for commerce, one for high volume, high money commerce, one for where you guys live, and one for, I forgot, the temples, the religious quarter. As there's more than the Church of the Morning Lord there. There's also a Church of Ezra and small empty temples and shrines that just, monks live in. Barovia is kind of lousy with old derelict shrines, temples, and churches. They're all to gods and religions that don't exist anymore or long since died out, but they're everywhere. The specific church that you guys are talking about is the Sanctuary of First Light, the home faith church of the Cult of the Morning Lord. The Cult of the Morning Lord being a zealotous sun god that is all about killing vampires. They don't talk about it aloud. It's kind of like it's a secret, but just look at them, right?
The worst kept secret in all of Barovia.
Like they
Second
have
worst kept secret.
They have sun powers, and their priest was their god was a golden, beautiful man with a bloody handprint on his face with elfin features who protected a young boy from vampire wolves. Their holy weapon is the spear or the stake. There's just so much going on here. They worship the sun.
Almost getting uncanny flashbacks here.
Fun fact, out of game meta, the Morning Lord that the boy saw, the beautiful, pale elfin man with the bloody handprint, was actually an elf. A vampire elf. That defended him from wolves. It's a vampire.
That's nice.
Vampire.
Maybe he hated it himself, so let's
He was just really blood drunk.
No.
He was like, I hate wolves.
No, it was he stumbled in here from somewhere else. And he was like, oh my god, where vampires weren't inherently evil.
Oh, good for him.
And then Strahd was there, and he was like, what is going on? Why is everything so gauche and unsubtle? But yes, the Sanctuary of First Light dominates the temple district of Krezk. It is a large, squat, fortified cathedral that's been upkept with metal and ceramics and stone. It has Roman columns going through it as you walk up with large stone steps, kind of like the Lincoln Memorial.
Okay.
Lincoln Memorial has the columns and stuff, and there's it's like that. Stained glass all over the place to catch the light during the long Barovian summers and produce stained glass everywhere. The temple district of Krezk it doesn't have a lot of foot traffic, but there are people living here. But Barovians just naturally kind of think religion they have a very cynical outlook on religion.
Huh.
It's a joke. The best thing Barovians usually say about the Church of the Morning Lord is they're naively optimistic.
Okay.
So, either of you religious?
Oh, this religion.
I consider myself more Barovian.
Fair. I ain't ever stepped foot in here, so... Are there any, is it a charitable religion? Are they kind of known for being around town and helping the people? Or what do they
Church
do?
of the Morning Lord and Church of Ezra, they do the same thing. They run hospices and wayfarer stations, because a lot of empty temples and stuff. So they're people who help people who need help.
Okay.
As long as you're not a vampire.
So we can just walk in. It's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
We need help, and we're not vampires.
Yeah.
The home faith is, the home church is open.
Okay.
Yeah, there are people going about their business. I don't know how to describe priests of the Morning Lord. They're just people, Barovians, and some Gundarakites, the ethnic minority in Barovia. They really love the Morning Lord religion because he's a rebellion figure. But, they're wearing Barovian clothing, like the standard affair, and have signs of the Morning Lord on them. All right, we're back. But yeah, people in, standard cottons and skins and vests and wools and stuff, with signs of the Morning Lord, like sashes and vests with the symbol, which is a circle that has kind of like 3 or 4 like little rectangles at the top part, and then a full half circle in the bottom embossed in. It looks like a crude stone sunrise.
Okay, so they're known for being charitable. Are they also known for being learned?
Yes. This is standard fantasy medieval affair where people who are part of religions or churches or monasteries are literate and are like bookkeepers. Like these people copy books.
So could we ask for a librarian or?
Yeah. You flag someone down?
Yeah.
This is the thing. You 3 are in the middle of the public part of the church. There's like Catholic style baptismal fonts and statuaries and confessionals, which doesn't seem like it would fit, but I think it fits for the Morning Lord. The Morning Lord is a Christ figure. He's even a martyr. So.
I'm sure we flag someone down.
All right. Young woman walks up. She looks like she's, 14, 15, probably marrying age. I looked that up in Barovia. It's 14, 15. You're Barovian, right?
Yep.
You're Barovian?
Yes.
But you're not. You're Australian.
Yeah.
All right. You
Not
guys.
just Barovian, but like born and raised in this city.
Perfect.
And a human. So.
You guys can tell, because you're local, that she is Gundarikite. It's literally indistinguishable for people outside of Barovia. You all look alike. But you guys can tell. With your prejudices.
Okay. So I'll go up to her and I'll say that we have some
Book learning to do.
Yeah.
Text that need translated.
We were hoping we could get the assistance of an elder of the church with translating some documents.
Huh. Oh, yes, I think we could do that. Let me go talk to one of the chaplains.
Okay.
Is there like a charity box nearby or a donation box?
Yes, there's like a stone basin that's not filled with liquid.
Okay, Asher just kind of drops a few silvers inside, like
A few raven claws?
a few 10 raven claws actually.
Jesus Lord. Alright, she disappears behind some doors, and there's like steps and winding towers, because it's, like an old little fortress. And eventually, she comes back with another older woman. Looks like she's in her 40s, 50s. Older, very slight, which is expected because of, mountains.
Yep.
On the short side, again, mountain culture. Maybe a palsy in her hands.
Okay.
I am Chaplain Vrook.
I'll introduce myself. I'm Phineas Crossbottom.
I was told that you're interested in some help regarding texts.
Yes, we were wondering if someone could assist us with a translation.
Oh yeah.
She kind of walks you over to like one of the tables they have set up over here. Oh yeah, how can I help you? What do you have?
We have some documents that we believe might they might be tied to the rightful inheritance of this young gentleman.
Oh yeah. Here.
Fortuitous.
Yeah, I just found them in some drawers.
So what have you given her precisely?
Those texts.
Those old texts we found at the merchants in the mine.
I don't think we've so much given it to her as taken it out. And
Put it on the table.
Yeah, asked
Yes.
if she can
Yeah.
make heads
It's all-
and tails of this.
It's all the older stuff, though. I don't think we took any of the modern paperwork. We just kind of covered that in ink.
Yeah.
You got a collection of things.
I mean, we have that etchings from the various
But I mean, we
things,
don't need to
but
bring
nah.
that out.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Just that
Unless you
text.
might recognize the symbol, because that seems like
We've
a
already
thing.
we already deciphered that, didn't we?
Right,
Yeah.
that
When
is-
we got
We,
back to
we
town,
recognize
were
it
able
as
to-
a thing that's in the forest. I don't think we recognize the meaning of it or anything.
Let's see.
I think that thing in the symbol or whatnot is in the old paperwork.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah.
There's a The
More mention of it.
Disney family crests and stuff.
Oh, you were talking about the symbol of the kid in or the person in the forest.
Yeah, the
Okay.
daguerreotype.
Well, it appears you have a eclectic collection of documents here. She like separates them into like
Piles.
3 piles.
Yeah.
Like it takes about 15-20 minutes. You know, people are having like bread and wine and stuff is being brought out. Wine in Barovia is terrible. Don't drink it. Barovia is known for, I think it's gin or it's brandy. Like it's known for its like grain alcohol. It's apparently really good. Like it's worldwide known. Like there's vineyards across the road that are world famous. Yeah, I just don't remember what the alcohol is called because I don't drink alcohol. But yeah, there's just stuff left out for folk. You know, goat cheese, fried up curds, that kind of thing. And yeah, after 10-15 minutes, she separates into 3 distinct piles. This seems to be a collection of very old pages from a folklore book or a children's book.
Huh.
The middle pile, these are diary entries that are out of order and missing many entries in between them. And this third pile is musical sheets. She like picks up the third pile, which we're like interspersed in. It's like hard, stocky, like vellum paper,
Yeah.
but the musical notes have been like etched in with like a hard printer ribbon, like with an actual musical note printer, which are fairly advanced because print typewriters are rare, and this is a typewriter for musical notes.
So not from this country then.
But they're very hardly like embossed into the paper. Like she like puts it like sideways, or not sideways, but like widthwise to show you, and yeah, you can see them like stick out and stuff. And there's like abrasions and like dry, almost like ink and paint on them. No actual writing, like no like descriptions of what it is, just musical notes.
Do you recognize the folklore at all? Just kind of on a glance?
Yes, it's from it's Druid. There is a country, one of our neighbors, Forlorn. It's their text. I've had some experience with it. When I was younger, I had companions, and we did missionary work in Forlorn.
So just a story then. All right.
Do you recognize the story?
It's like most things from Forlorn, it pertains to goblins and the malicious spirits that dwell in the forest and the practices of the druids to keep them at bay.
And what language is the diary in?
Oh, the diary is in Barovian, but a very old dialect. It's a cryptex. Very blunt one.
Could you teach it to me?
No, she shows you the thing. It's like it's just substitution, this symbol, like there's a key here on each page liner. Very, very, very low quality.
So now that she's explained that, can I read it? Or
You
translate
also have
it?
to know Old Barovian.
Ah. So it's a different language.
Yeah, it's drift.
Right.
It's like we can read Latin, but
But I mean, like, how old? Are we talking, like, Middle English? Old
4
English?
centuries.
Shit.
Hey, Strad. Okay.
With some time, I could work through it.
Yeah, that might be appreciated. Kind of not what I was expecting. Diary entries, music. Huh.
Maybe we'll think on it. I mean, we'll be able to find you here, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we'll...
I think with a small donation, we could hire her for the translation, I suppose.
And she's just offering to do it out of the kindness of her heart. Plus, you put money in the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not make it sound like we're bribing her, because even if
Yeah.
even if she doesn't accept, if we're just like winking at her and putting money in the box,
You're like,
she's gonna feel.
I'm a drunk, illiterate, not fully human, poor person, and I might have found surprise inheritance that might mean that my life is worth something. Could you help me? And she's like, yes, I can help you.
A charity case.
I'm just thinking if we don't know what's in the diary, we might not want to turn it over just yet. But if you guys are down for it, then let's
Might
do
as
it.
well.
I mean, like, holy people don't tell. They don't snitch.
I'm not familiar with that particular adage, but okay.
I mean, from my understanding, at least, maybe it's different. I'm an Ezrite, so.
Then sure. Yeah, if you don't mind taking a look, that would be most helpful.
Sure. It seems not complicated. Maybe afternoon.
Sure thing.
We'll be back in the evening.
All right. What if we take the musical notes, though?
I mean, they are yours.
Yeah.
As in, we could always go to someone that can actually play music and see what they can figure out from this.
Oh, that's a clever idea.
Or we could invent a music box from scratch. Whichever one is easier.
I
I know which one I'm leaning towards.
I mean, will the music box tell us the history of this piece, whether they recognized it, and so on?
No, but it would play it.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah. I mean, we got a whole afternoon. We can always play it for someone who might recognize it. They're not going to recognize dots on a sheet, but they'll recognize the actual tune.
I mean,
Once.
it's a church here, so I bet there's someone here that knows how to play, some music.
I don't think it's actual like sheet music though. I think it's like dots to put through a player piano, right? But...
It looks like it could be like that if you're familiar with the technology.
Okay.
Which one of us would be, definitely.
Yeah, I think I'd like to try and weird science up a music playing device to
That
play it.
is something within your power. All right, so you guys, you break back to Phineas's house then?
Yeah.
Also, do you want to do anything with the Forlorn Fairy Tales? Or was she just taking care of that, or are you guys taking that back?
Well, it'd be nice if we could get the whole story.
Do we know anyone from Forlorn who lives in town? Like,
I mean, there are people who are descended from the Druids, but fresh from Forlorn, a little tricky. You might have to travel around for that.
yeah.
So is Forlorn in the place close to Krezk? As in, if you go down the old Spanish road? No?
Forlorn is super south.
South. I mean,
It's on the way to Haslan. It's on the Warlocks Road.
okay, so this way. I mean, if someone from there was going through Krezk to whatever's west of it from here, so maybe we'd find some merchant doing that.
I mean, it's possible. But it's a ways away.
I'd say one thing at a time. Let's try out the music box and figure that out. We'll take the story with us though, because why not?
Unless they can also translate that.
I mean, she could just tell you what it says now. She can read Druidic.
Oh yeah, that works.
Yeah,
That's way easier than
perfect.
finding someone from actual.
Tell us a story, Sid.
Oh, very well. So the story is not complete, but I understand the gist. It's a parable. It is about a goblin king that rose up from one of the landlord's halls, one of their halls of worship or one of their halls of celebration, and took over the hall. The druids came with champions. They pushed them back. They buried them under the earth, and they erected a sort of monument to keep it at bay.
Huh.
And the story repeats itself, like many Forlorn fairy tales, every few generations, to the point where the goblins are described as growing out of the ground like weeds or mushrooms or warts, and being cut out and the holes filled with a guardian circle.
All right.
So, does this ring a bell to us, having seen some fairies in the woods?
I mean, the description sounds like those weird druidic circles that are everywhere in Barovia.
Yeah.
Which, you know, they're not exclusive to Forlorn culture. The idea of horrible things in the forest.
It's like seeing a mushroom circle, and
Yeah.
like fairies come from that. It sounds like it's just a fairy tale, really.
Yeah, except, you know, goblins are real and they'll eat your face.
Cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Don't trust the owls.
Macaulay Culkin is a child, but sometimes he's a serial killer and you have to throw him off the edge of a cliff to save Elijah Wood. A tale that resonates throughout the ages.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess let's go handle the musical sheets.
Let's go to Phineas's house.
Alright, Phineas, what does your place look like?
You know Beauty and the Beast? The kind of like her father's laboratory
Yeah.
in a charming little village where it's like a little house and above there's a bit of a workshop and then underneath there's a huge clattering of machines and various contraptions. A lot of things that are organized in almost like Rube Goldberg-esque devices of, you know, teacups will fill with water and then turn into something else. Ball bearings will roll down into various things. A lot of steam, a lot of pistons.
A lot of
that kind
kettles
thing.
boiling and stuff.
A lot of kettles boiling. Yeah.
Perfect. Alright, you guys are there. Out the window, the Dreadmount is in the distance, covered in fog. It's a very misty day. The Dreadmount is the name of the mountain range you guys are built around. It gives way to the Blood Spire.
How quaint.
So yeah, the idle clicking of clocks and whistling and hissing of water and steam.
So I'll go into a big pile of parts and just pull out an old beat-up accordion that was used for something else at some point because I have intuited that this music, whatever it is, sounds best on an accordion. And I will start rigging it up to a series of pulleys and levers and steam kettles, and then focus on making something that will read the impressions on the paper and feed it through to a series of gears that will pump the accordion.
Sure, just one moment. Alright, we're back. So, you guys set up that accordion, right?
Yeah.
Accordion, music box, player with the notes.
Powered
Yeah.
by the breath of the dead.
Oh my god, yeah. You have canned last breath of dead people, which we're just going to gloss over that, I guess. Yeah, the machine kicks in, gears and ticking and clicking, and a kind of soft, harsh wind starts playing through the accordion as it breathes in and out, almost like a person. Woo! The music that plays through is it has like a chilling kind of pattern to it. Like it's like you're hearing wind scrape over the mountaintops or cut through like cut through like the valleys or the peaks of like a mountain range. Something you've all heard before because you all live on mountains. But it has like a weird undulating pattern to it, like something like dipping up and down. So, just for the listeners, what Tyler has done here is he has also applied the Savage World's Power of Divination to it, which means you guys get to ask me a question, and I answer depending on the roll. So
what do we ask?
We ask if the transcriber of this sheet music had any relationship with Asher's family.
The accordion kind of wheezes out and in for a bit, and this is a living person, so you...
So roll for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think if you get a raise or something, I answer in more than one word. Like you get like 5 or 6 words or a sentence.
Okay.
That sounds fine.
Sounds good.
Like that. Like I'm looking at the power. That's what it says. If you...
Do it.
Oh yeah, no, you have to roll no matter what, and if you get a raise, you get more than a yes.
You also roll your d6, right? Because you're a wild card.
I'm rolling... Oh, right? I'm also... Yeah. So I'm rolling a d8 for my skill plus the d6 for the wild card.
Roll it.
5.
Do you want to
How
reroll?
can we spend bennies again?
I think you just spend Benny to reroll.
I think
It's like the Benny goes in, and you get to roll it again
Wait, you have to get like a 6 to succeed, right?
to explode. You only need a 4.
No,
4
I
is
think
just
it's
success. Hey, that explodes. Roll again.
so. That's already a raise.
Oh, yeah.
So total of
11.
11.
Yeah, alright. So with a raise,
raise, I
you
think.
get an answer better than yes, no, or possibly. The answer is no. Because I can't think of a longer way to say no, I will let you pose a clarifying question. That seems fair.
What about, did the owner have a relationship? Or did the owner know your mother?
You asked that, and the answer is no.
Okay.
You can ask more to clarify.
Okay. But still a yes/no question, and then something more elaborate. So you can ask who they are because we got a raise.
Or you just want? Is that what you want? You want to know who the owner is?
Who the transcriber?
I mean,
Because they know
Yeah.
about.
I
What
mean,
about- what
if they didn't know my character's mother, then
Transcriber
Well,
might
family. It's not related to the
Transcriber
family.
might have been bad because it could have been just someone who was hired to do this. Maybe we should have been
Yeah.
asking about the original.
No, but if we knew who the transcriber was, maybe we could find them and ask them about the job.
Sure.
but like at this point, we don't even know if this whole music thing has anything to do with it. So we might just be following a complete red herring at this point.
No, definitely.
But I like asking who the transcriber was because at least tells us where they were. Like we know that watch, like they came from, what, that
The
other?
family,
listening is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if this also points in the same place, it gives us a common source.
All right.
So the question is,
Where was this made?
No, who
Who?
made this?
all right. The machine kind of seizes up for a moment, and the voices inside the accordion whisper out with that mountain voice, Gerard de Lisnia.
Okay. The plot thickens.
Lester's just gonna kind of turn over that xylophone and try to figure out what the fuck the trick is here because it just spoke at us.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got a name.
So are we gonna tell him if we find him that a xylophone told us where to find him and who he is?
I feel like as a man of music, he would appreciate that.
Okay, you know some different men of music than I do.
What ethnicity does that name sound?
Borkin.
Borkin.
Okay, so Borkan the Lisnian.
And other than the spectral, spooky element to it,
I don't know how spooked we all.
because it also played the song in full for us.
Yes, it did.
Like, is that a song that we recognize? Is it, a traditional Barovian tune? Is it a
So-
Borkin ballad?
Roll socialize.
Yeah, or like cultural role, whatever that is. Anything about relating to cultures.
I think socialize is a cultural role here. Or anything else that applies.
I go for an outsider. It doesn't sound like anything you'd hear anyone sing or play ever. It was ethereal sounding.
Are we sure it's even music and not someone playing around with one of these print things?
Randomly mash at the keyboard.
Well, we got a decent number of sheets. Can we?
Like I'm assuming you put them all together. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was again. Yeah.
And they all sounded vaguely the same, but subtly different. Like there was structure to them. Like this is something that has structured and has purpose to it. It's not randomly assembled. There is a tone. There is a pattern.
And maybe there might be one test sheet, but like not a whole sheaf of them.
I mean, it seems that it's from the same composer or whatever you'd call it and serves the same purpose. So
Okay. Well, how long did that take us?
Take him maybe half an hour just to get everything up and running.
Okay.
Flurry of activity and some problem solving.
Is there anything else we want to get up to right away while we wait for our translation?
I mean, we could try asking about Gerard de Lisnia.
Maybe find if there's any Borkin merchants?
Why don't we go to the Burgomaster then? He'd have a document, I guess, about people come and go. Or the merchants companies.
Or, either merchant companies or some taverns where people, stay at. Like the connection we have.
Don't trust people who will stay at taverns. They'll only give you half information.
What was the name that we got in reference to? Was that the owner or the transcriber?
The transcriber.
So I'm wondering if they ever came out this way themselves at all.
Well, I mean, those papers wound up there somehow. Why they were in a desk in a mine, though?
Maybe they were purchased?
I think we should head to the caravan, maybe see if anyone's at a tavern, see if there's any merchants from Borkin, hit them up, see if the name means anything to them.
I guess, yeah. Sure, let's go. Let's spend some time there.
No, all right.
And if we're going to be drinking and talking, that sounds like the kind of thing you'll be taking point on. As a scientist, I'm not much for pressing people for clues.
All right, let me just pause there. And we're back. So, you guys are going to head to an inn. You're probably going to head to the popular inn, not
Anika's Inn?
Annika's Inn. The Cat's Cradle?
Yeah.
No, it's... Cat's Cradle is one of the 3 inns that make up the most of Krezk's income when people aren't going to the largest one, the Smoldering Ember. So named because it was built on the site where Strahd I, perfect, just Strahd I, killed the first Turg on his crusade to reclaim Barovia. The site is literally built on his unmoved bones.
Wow.
That's nice.
Asher tucks his cap over his ears a bit. So, I'm going to be honest. I've been banned from this place maybe once or twice. I don't know if they still stick.
I mean, if you've got the cash on you, I think they'll let you in.
I also may owe people a lot of money here.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
You got money on you, right?
Bring money.
I've got money.
The Smoldering Ember is a large, strong-looking building made of timber and cut hardened oak and whatnot. It has 3 stories to it. It has its own stables. It has its own actual tavern inn part and the food. And it actually has its own famous brand of various whiskeys and brandies and whatnot. It's famous, and it's also usually booked up full all the time, because this is where traders go coming into Barovia. So there's a fair bustling crowd of people hamming it up in the inn, drinking, hanging out with the staff, eating food. The Burning Ember is famous for its fried goat cheese curds.
Yummy.
You don't knock it till you try it. Don't try it. Please don't drink unpasteurized milk and pass out like a Silicon Valley tech bro.
Drink some raw water while we're at it.
Stupid assholes.
Well,
So amidst all the shouting and carousing that's going on, can we pick up any Borkin accents?
Yes. Accents I will not replicate.
That is smart.
give us your best impression then.
No, that's a hate crime.
Make it a Canadian accent.
No, Kevin, don't tempt me.
I can already hear it.
You can't do that to me. You can't tempt me like that. Oh yeah, eh? We're from Borka. We're a bunch of aristocrats and poisonous noblemen, yeah.
Just every time
Blue blood.
there's an accent, just make it Canadian. It's okay.
You're kidding me. I only have so much self-control after the Predator suggestion.
Oh, 10 blade blades.
Anyway, yes, you hear some normal-sounding Borkins.
Yeah.
Right. Let's traders, right?
Yes, they look rich.
Let's.
They're wearing cold weather gear that is shockingly gaudy compared to what you guys usually wear. Like it has like animal furs that have been dyed on it and stuff, and jewelry. You know, I don't know how things look gaudy in a shithole medieval world where it's cold all the time.
So, how are we gonna approach these people? Are we just gonna say, you don't sound like you're from around here? Because them's usually fighting words. Usually fighting words.
I mean,
No.
we can always socialize and gamble a bit and get them talking, I suppose.
Seduce them. I like it.
Well, good thing I took some socializing skill. That includes gambling.
Oh boy. Ooh-wee.
Okay.
We'll watch you from the bar in case they ride you out on a rail.
Alright, Peter. The entire crux of this social scene relies on you.
Okay, well, then I check which one of those, Balkans are gambling and say, hey, deal me in, put some cash on the table and try playing a little bit.
I hate myself for this. Oh yeah, stranger, we'll deal you in.
Perfect.
They say in their New Orleans French accent in Ravenloft, which is now this accent. God damn you, Kevin.
You did this to him.
You did this to me. I can't get out of my system now. Hey, you don't look like you're from around here. You're a trader?
No, I live here. I'm a doctor.
Yeah, but you don't look like you're, and then he kind of gestures over to the people who are actually from Barovia. Like you're from here.
Well, no, I'm not from here. Came from the mist.
Oh, that's interesting. There's stories about folk like you, outlanders. They say you're crazy and you get put into asylums. Dissociative identity disorder is what the blue bloods like us call it.
Man, this was some fancy words you got there.
Yeah, my cousin's an alienist.
Ah, that's nice.
I could probably have him take you back home and dig around in there and pull out those lurid fantasies of being an outsider.
Maybe some other day.
All right.
Yeah. So, I guess I socialize for a bit, playing some cards.
Oh yeah, go for it.
How
You
could
want
they
to try
miss
some
you?
of these cheese curds?
Oh, sure.
You put some potato water on them and they taste just great.
6,
Poutine, Kevin.
6, and 5. I've
Jesus
got
Christ.
a 17.
Jesus Christ, exploding dice.
Oh my.
4, 8, 12.
You are very social.
That is 4 fucking raises. That's not bad. Okay, you get along just fine with these people.
Yep. We're best buddies now. So, have you heard of some guy called Gerard de Lisnia, perhaps?
Ah, Delisnia, eh? No, they're kind of that's a really popular like noble family. They run most of the military, the policing.
Cool. So they're living close by in Borka?
Yeah, they're half of the aristocracy, man.
Oh my.
They're in charge of the constabulary and taxation,
Oh.
fiduciary matters.
Sounds rich. Well, yeah. Have you heard of the Gerard from there?
Oh, who the hell knows, eh?
Yeah.
Delisnias are everywhere.
Yeah.
It's worse than those folk from Richemilo, just spreading all over.
Yeah, so I suppose there isn't much else to gain from there other than that information.
Oh, they're part of the ruling caste, just because the head Delisnia is cousin to the Baritzis,
Oh, who are those?
the ruling family of Borka.
Ah,
Ivana Baritsi runs the whole place.
cool.
After her mother died.
Do we need to ask anything else?
Not really, though. That's going to make it really hard to ever figure this out if he's
Popular.
a noble person in another country.
No, but I mean,
I guess we could
that in
ask,
itself is a huge amount of information.
Yeah.
That whoever's in the mine or had this documentation is now tied to a family that's like second in power in this other nation. It's a conspiracy.
I guess like we could always ask whether there are any Delisians around here. Probably not. Nobody would take me there.
I mean, they're going to point you towards a graveyard or any of the many, many Delisnia houses that they were burned alive in. If anyone here is forgetting the history they grew up with, it was the Delisnias that killed beautiful, perfect Strahd the First and his young brother and his sister-in-law on their wedding night.
Oh my.
The very night that everything changed in Barovia, and the mists of darkness fled into the countryside.
So I guess at this point we're going to go grave robbing. I
I'm
mean, how old,
following that jump.
how old were those documents, actually? Like, how old were these documents?
The diary was like 4 centuries.
Yeah, the music, though.
Oh, the
sheets
music
is what
recent. Within the last week.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, like fresh, like you could still smell the printing press on them.
Cool. Oh, since they're merchants, they I guess can ask whether anyone's sense of music sheets around here. Anyone's dealing with that? Trading?
Well, you got a good amount of raises, so I don't see any reason why they'd keep it away from you. Let me... You know, now that you mention it, I have been talking with a few of my fellows over here, and one of our mutual acquaintances, Gauthier Baritzi, has been sending like good music stock vellum and a whole little printing machine. Came in a few months ago.
Oh, cool.
Custom job.
Is he in town?
Oh no, he's back home, eh?
Ah. Okay. So,
This place is cold as fuck.
yeah. So, is anyone particularly bringing those in? Or...
Someone paid him money.
Huh? Yeah, but who was the merchant to bring them in?
Gauthier.
So, did you say that Gauthier made them?
Yeah, he made and delivered it.
Ah, and delivered. Okay.
He had to set it up and, you know, show the buyer how to use it.
Ah. Okay. Do you know who the buyer was?
Oh, some hoser down here.
Yeah. Oh.
Probably not one of the locals if you catch my drift.
Yeah. Sounds like
Someone giving us the stink eye here.
Yeah. Sounds like some richer folk. Well, I think that's all we need, really. Anything else, guys?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So we know that someone rich got a music printing machine and some sheets recently, and... Okay, so if the machine was delivered here and the sheets are recent, so that they had to be made here, and since the creator of the sheets is a Delisnian, does that imply that the Delisnian is here?
Probably, considering you found a room with his like stuff in it.
Okay.
He has personal effects.
That does make sense. So, I guess, yeah. So the Delisnian owns that room there, and there's the Delisnian crest and so on. So there's some conspiracy with the nobles.
Was it a Delisnian crest?
Yeah, the crest was the Delisnian.
On the pocket watch and on the stone.
Yeah. So there is one straggler here that is to be put on the stake.
Most people who've lived their entire lives in Barovia have figured that Strahd the Ninth, I want to say Strahd the Ninth, has basically made peace with the Delisnias in Borca because Borca's right there and he hasn't sent an entire army to Borca to stake every single last one of them. I mean, people don't like the Delisnias, but I think there's an entire family over there. Strahd hasn't declared brutal murder war.
Yeah. I guess, you can only have vengeance for so many generations.
Plus, no one likes Strahd. Strahd the Ninth is a piece of shit.
Not like Strahd the Perfect.
Not like Strahd the First.
Is it time to head back to church?
I suppose.
Could be if you want. So, you guys return to the Morning Lord Cathedral.
Yep.
Alright. What was the name of that woman that you gave the documents to?
Chaplain Vrook.
Vrook. Very good. She is there, not waiting for you guys, just doing stuff around the cathedral, talking to people, minding stuff. The things that people do when you're not in their lives.
Having adventures of their own.
Not being rendered.
Not being rendered, yeah. Yeah, there's a gif of Horizon Zero Dawn that shows what the world looks like when you're looking at it. And it's like from a top-down perspective. So when you're looking at stuff, the stuff is generated around you and there's nothing. And then as you move, it generates it and the other stuff gets unloaded because, oh my god.
Optimization.
Yes. Lots of it. Anyway, she sees you and approaches. Hello.
Hi there.
You're back and I've actually finished.
Perfect.
So, she just kind of leaves you guys, goes to the back, comes back, moves you over to a table. I've finished translating what I can of it. The language is not it's not my specialty. It's old, and it's ciphered, and that makes it more complicated. If you want to spend more time on it, you might be able to get more from it.
Sure.
But it is a series of journal entries from someone who appears to be eluding authorities.
Sorry?
Like a criminal's diary?
Yes, the context of it is hard to pin down. It's someone who is who's very much trying to escape from the persecution of one of the Strahds.
I see. Does it explain what sort of persecution or
A personal vendetta.
Does it say anything about what they were up to while they're on the lam?
Some of it references some fairly blasphemous ideas, but they're hard to describe. It's hard to articulate with the cipher. Just obsessions with averting the natural order or with harming those around them.
Doesn't sound like a very pleasant person.
No, it's fairly criminal sounding. But the last few entries show that they've been they're preparing a trap for the then current Lord of Castle Ravenloft in a monastery or a habit or like a monk's refuge.
wait, this is talking about trying to assassinate one of the Strahds?
Yes, it seems to be focused on some sort of vendetta between the two.
In a chapel?
Yeah.
And this is how old? 4 centuries?
Yeah.
Which Strahd would that be?
Third or fourth, maybe. Hard to pin down. The history of Barovia is a little difficult to ascertain if you don't have access to everyone's books. I would have to do more research and I'd have to make more connections. We have archives, but an afternoon isn't enough time to cross-reference all the material available, and I'm only one person.
Is there any mention of this region in the
Krezk?
diary?
Of Krezk?
Yeah.
It's mentioned in passing. as a stronghold that, like a nearby chalet was used as a stronghold before moving on.
What about the symbol? Master just flips through the pages till he finds that one illustration.
From the forest.
From the fairy tales?
Yeah.
Oh, is that from the fairy tales?
Yeah.
Yeah, does this ring a bell, like the specific mark on the stone?
It looks like the standing stones that are found among the mountainside. Druid circles are fairly common. The ones in Barovia are old. They're not contemporary to the druidic order that lives in Forlorn. When I used to travel, I actually saw some more recent ones put up in Forlorn. Different architecture, different look to them. But the ones in Barovia seem to... I think they predate even the Barovia, like the Zarovich Crusades. I think it might predate even like the Turks and the previous barbarian encounter from before. There were several invasions, more recent than the one that made the Zaroviches famous.
Okay.
Or several that predate that.
Could we make it worth your while to have like a full translation, like written down, I guess?
Sure, I could copy that down. It's going to take time.
That's understandable.
We got time.
Maybe a week or two, just to copy it out when I have some spare moments.
Yeah.
We'd really appreciate that.
The only thing I would need is some more reference material. I have the archives, but I do know that the records in Krezk that are kept by the Burgomaster are much more... they're centered around taxation and ins and outs of like crops. They're more linear.
And he wouldn't grant you access to that?
We don't talk. It's not really his business, and it's not really our business.
Okay.
Is this something that he would ever really lend out to people?
Are you asking me, or are you asking like the character?
I'm asking you.
Hard to say. Like, you've never really... I don't think your character's ever really thought of tax paperwork. I don't think anyone in Krezk's ever thought of it who wasn't, like, the Burgomaster.
Right.
Hard to say, but it does sound very Barovian that the church lady would be like, I'm not going to fucking ask him for it. And he'd be like, I'm not going to fucking ask them for their books.
Like, if they have something to hide in those books, oh my, oh my.
Not even hiding, just like, I'm not going to ask them for help. It's none of their business what's in my books.
Well, we'll see what we can do, I suppose.
It would help establish a better timeline. There's more clear-cut... The flow of information is much clearer in recorded text documentation. It would help nail down the timeline and the locations.
Sure.
Which will help me referencing the archives.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do, I guess.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for your help.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So when we're out of earshot, Asher just kind of looks around and is like, so I'm just saying, if this is going to implicate my family in attempting to assassinate Strahd, this might not be something I want to follow. You know how you wind up on a pike? That's exactly how you wind up on a pike.
I don't think the diary is someone in your family.
I think it's the
Your mother wandered into this area from somewhere else.
But if they own the mines, my family owned the mines, those are fairly old papers.
But we found nothing in these papers so far that's at all connected to the mines. We found stuff implicating that there is a Borkin who is potentially laying low down there.
There's a
right now.
Delisnian.
And he has these old diaries. I think it's more likely that this current Delesnia has a diary from an older Delesnia, which would make sense why that person would be involved in some kind of blood feud with one of the Strahds.
Fair enough.
Well, maybe, yeah. The Delisnian wants to accomplish what their predecessor couldn't. Something. might be the real conspiracy here.
Well, either way, we won't find out until we get those books. So,
Yeah, and how are we going to go about doing this?
ask him.
I mean, if we
And when he asks why, what's our response?
Because we really like reading.
I mean,
It's a thing we totally can do.
we could probably ask Anika's daughter for a favor, because isn't she married to the Burgermeister?
She is married to the Burgomaster.
Yeah.
So we could go through that way.
I thought she was married to his son.
Yeah, his son.
Ah, yeah.
It's all in the family.
Yeah. They're in the family.
Yeah, they love me. They'll totally go through with that.
Well, that's our end then.
Yeah. But yeah, why would we need access to those books, I reckon?
Annika's daughter is way less likely to ask questions than, you know, the Burgomaster.
Yeah.
And her husband, maybe less so, but, you know.
And they run a profitable business here in town.
They can always say that Annika found some old documents she wants to cross-reference because someone might owe her money from 400 years ago.
Seems plausible enough to me.
Yeah, I mean, her family has been around here for ages, I suppose, so that doesn't sound too implausible.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, what was her name?
Alright, let's pause while we look that up. Alright, we're back. So, you're going to approach Annika's daughter, Eliana.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. She is at the cat's cradle, hanging out.
Okay. So I guess, yeah, we'll just approach her.
Eliana is working behind the counter.
Hey, you miss us?
Oh, hello. What is happening?
Oh, you know, the usual. Just the usual. We actually, I actually have a favor to ask. Need something from the Burgomaster. Nothing big. I'm not looking for money or anything like that. It was a book, wasn't it? What book was that?
Tax report from like 400 years ago.
From like 400 years ago.
I'm not sure what's happening here.
Basically we're trying to figure out a few things with documents related to me, specifically.
From 400 years ago?
Yeah. Well, revolving people at the mines, we're having a disagreement.
Basically, we found some old diary and we need to cross-reference the dates. And we figured that, going over the tax reports from those years would be the best point of reference because probably the books are kept the best around.
It's probably nothing.
Yeah.
But it's worth it's worth looking into.
Okay, I'm not. So you're going, because there's a lot of books and archives, in, like the cellars.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure. Are you just going to go down there and read?
Well, actually,
borrow one of the books, I think.
Oh, or let someone come in and do the research and so on.
Yeah, we're not working on it ourselves. There's a member of the church who is taking this up on Asher's behalf as a bit of a charitable work. They need access to the records.
Okay, I could talk to Eric about it. Sure.
Would be appreciated.
Yeah, okay. I'll see what I can do.
Should we come up with some cover story? Do we want this?
Cover story just makes it suspicious.
Cover story makes it suspicious.
I mean,
You owe her a debt.
Oh no.
Write it down.
Let me open the debt sheet. Character connections. Debts and stuff. Haha. Usher. Okay, in the meantime.
Alright. Yeah. Ileana will talk to her husband, who will talk to his father.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll see if she can't coordinate that. That's going to take a bit of time, though. What will you guys do in the meantime?
I guess one of the other things we could explore is the fairy circle thing.
Oh boy.
I'm a little hesitant about exploring the fairy circle.
Let's go during the day.
What are we going there to do? What is our...
See if we can find the specific circle that's depicted in the picture, because I assume it's drawn from around here.
But these will have some similar connection. Okay.
And that sounds like survival roles, most likely.
Oh boy. It is getting late. Are you guys going to just take a fresh start in the morning or go into the woods at night?
We're
We'll
gonna
take a fresh start in the morning.
Yeah, fresh start. We're not going out there at night.
You
So
want to go into the woods at night and traipse around in fae folk places? Wild hunts?
So yeah, since we're going to the Feyland, I think we should have some sort of gift or whatever to appease them.
We're not going to the Feyland, though. We're just going to the forest.
I mean,
Is there a difference?
the whole forest is their Feyland.
I go to the forest all the time. I don't bring a gift every time, or I'd be...
Look at how
Even
shitty
more
your
work.
life is.
Exactly.
In case we stumble upon them, what the fairies like?
What are you thinking?
Sauces of milk, children's teeth, attached to children.
I mean, I am a doctor, so presumably.
Presumably you keep children's teeth?
I deal with, baby teeth and stuff as well.
And you keep them like a
I
serial
don't
killer?
know.
You're the serial killer.
I probably tossed them out in some, whatever, same place, so I know.
Of the
dig
things
some up.
listed, I think saucer of milk sounds a lot more reasonable than children's teeth.
Comma, with children attached.
Buy big sweets from the merchants. It seems like a thing.
I'll see if we can get some milk and some saucers.
You're in a bar
So we
called
can,
the
like-
Cat's Cradle.
So when we're being attacked, we can just be like trying to slosh out the milk into the bowl. It's like, do you want it?
Going... Making that tongue-clicking sound. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. They're like stabbing you. Oh, boy.
What did Yara like?
What did Yard like? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Children's teeth.
He did. I just imagine with a popcorn bowl full of children's teeth, being like, I'm okay with this, guys.
Teeth soup.
Teeth soup.
Jesus Christ.
Just pour butter over those teeth.
Jesus Lord.
Okay. We go to sleep.
Perfect. Night has fallen, and you guys go to bed. Here's a good question. If someone tried to walk into your house at night, Phineas,
Yep.
how would you have stopped that? Like with a locked door?
Traps.
Is there a shotgun
What
at
kind of
your door?
sociopath traps their house in
Well-
the middle of a village?
I would say like they're not intentional traps in the sense that they were originally specifically designed to attack a person. But my house is a dangerous place to be stumbling
You've
about.
just got tons
I think
of
we've
shot-
already mentioned the Rube Goldberg machines, the kettles of boiling water, the various strings, pulleys, and etc. So
Jars
yeah,
of
it's
bees.
a locked door, and then that jars of bees. Yeah.
Oh,
also.
do you have jars of paint cans full of bees stacked up against the door?
So
Well, you gotta
Just
stack
Daryl's
them
house all over
somewhere. Yeah. Maybe on top of a pile of books, precariously balanced.
There's a little like imager image, and it's all like me falling off a cliff and falling on my backpack. Oh boy, me remembering there's a jar full of angry bees in my backpack. Oh no.
So yeah, hilarity ensues as the comical effects,
But is there like a thing that would stop the door from being opened other than a lock?
No.
No, it's just not like a shotgun primed in
No,
the
no,
face
I don't-
and the stomach.
No.
All
I
right.
don't have my...
Same question to you guys.
I live in an inn that probably doesn't really have a door, so...
No, everyone locks their doors at night.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone, even the inn.
The front door, obviously, but, like, I don't know if the inn would have individual doors for each one. Oh, probably, actually, yeah.
Inn.
But do you sleep in a room or do you sleep in a pile of hay?
He has an actual room.
People do not sleep outside in Barovia. That's insane and negligent.
Well, there's outdoor hay and there's indoor hay.
To the point where one of the anecdotes they give in the book is once all the doors and windows are locked in the night, a mother will not leave her house at night to save her daughter at the door with wolves at the door. It's like, nope, that's a trick.
I mean,
They're an
wolves are-
infinite resource.
I don't know about you, Peter.
Yeah, probably lock doors, and I don't know. Do people want to steal some drugs on more often or not?
I don't think they're smart enough to know how to use the drugs.
Yeah.
What drugs? Like just
point and
herbs?
Yeah. So yeah.
It's not like you have syringes full of morphine and heroin.
No.
You're not like pulling a tooth
You're not a
out.
fun doctor.
Right? It's like you're not like pulling. It's not like you're pulling teeth and being like, you have ghosts in your blood. Here's some meth.
That's some cocaine.
Right? You don't have access to that. Not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if people aren't trying to steal the stuff, then yeah, wouldn't be looking at all that much.
All right. My second question is, how light do people sleep? You. What's up, Trenchfoot? How light do you sleep? How light do you sleep? Oh, I thought the sentence didn't make sense for a moment. Then it did.
How would the soldiers sleep in such a weird place?
Yeah.
Nightmares.
How light do you sleep, Kevin?
Oh, I actually wrote that in that character chart I made. He is a very light sleeper because he has PTSD and shit like that. So.
And Mr. Tinker.
About normal.
All right. So with nothing to wake you up, and you guys are light sleepers. Light sleepers roll the role that exists in the game to notice things happening to you before they happen.
Notice?
I don't know. Sure. I haven't read the rule book. I'm so sorry, writer of the Ravenloft conversion.
4 is a success, yes?
Yes.
Oh, wait, that explodes.
Ooh.
Oh man, both those dice
Double
explode.
explosion.
I got a success.
Nice.
So 11 versus 11. Yeah.
Probability.
All right. You sleep fine, and nothing bad happens to you in your house. Just gonna change the music. Just gonna change the music.
It's so peaceful.
Like a baby. Being haunted by wolves.
Like a baby laughing in an empty haunted house. What the fuck's your character's name? Frank, Phil, Paul,
Jack.
John, Jack.
Jack and Jill and down the hill.
Jack, you startle awake. You don't know why, you just feel like you should be awake right now.
I grab my rifle.
Wow, World War I did a number on you, buddy.
What?
Alright, no, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that response. It's just amazing. What does your room look like? Or were you sleeping in your room? Were you sleeping on a couch in front of the fireplace? I don't know.
No, I think I have a separate room from the whole, medical room. So yeah, probably upstairs. Some made bed, trying to make it feel like the good old place.
Alright. So yeah, you're awake in your bedroom.
Okay, and what did wake me up?
Nothing real woke you up. You just startled awake.
Huh.
Like almost like, when you stop breathing in your sleep and you just kind of jump alert.
Oh my.
But you hear creaking. It's like sand falling into a metal pan. You hear it outside.
Oh. Well, I have take a look out. See what's there.
How do you take a look outside?
Well, presumably there's some windows that's slightly barred, so maybe ajar it a little bit. The covers the windows have.
There are lanterns, of course, in Krezk, like around the city walls and on people's houses and stuff that, it's customary people leave lanterns lit. Just, why not? And there's the usual collection of like moths and, swarms of insects around it. So that's what draws your eye first when you look at the front of your house down there. But as your eye trails off towards kind of there's like trees and stuff around the interior wall and whatnot. So as it kind of draws off toward the mountain range and like the stars, there's a man back towards the wall that leaves Krezk by the trees, staring at you. And both of his eyes are like reflecting off of the lantern light.
Oh,
They're big and silver.
okay.
Cutting to Azure.
Okay.
You also jolt awake. And just for no good reason. You're just like,
Happens.
yeah.
Happens a lot.
How do you sleep? Where do you sleep?
Well, he's got his room at the end. It's like his bed is absolutely filled to the brim with a lot of furs from animals he's killed because it reduces the thrashing. He thrashes in his sleep a lot and
Oh
like
my god,
does
you
not
guys
sleep
are
well.
nightmares.
So yeah, it keeps him from disturbing the other patrons. Other than that, it's a lot of antlers, a lot of that kind of thing. It would actually look really creepy if you woke up and weren't used to being in the room because there's just glassy animal taxidermy heads and whatnot. He likes it better when there's eyes in the room because it's like something's watching.
Alright. There's a dripping sound from inside the room when you kind of get up and like the cold sweat that there is, and you just feel alert.
Ah, shit, did I knock over a beer? I'm gonna try to fumble around for a candle.
Alright, you light a candle, and yeah, there's liquid like on your handle on the floor.
I'm gonna look at the ceiling first, I guess, see if it's leaking.
No, but you taste blood in your mouth now.
Oh, fuck. Again? Guess I'm gonna spit out into a bucket that I have in my room.
Yay, the age of bucket.
The puke bucket.
Yes.
And yeah, there's I don't know how well insulated the inn is, but you can faintly hear outside the sound of like sand being poured into like a sift or a bowl, like a metal kind of grater.
Oh, god damn. Am I spitting up like a lot of blood, or is it just like
Your nose
by
is
my
bleeding.
tongue? Oh, huh. Ugh. Guess I'll try and find a sheet that isn't from my bed to stifle that. And look out the window that's in my room.
It's darker outside here because the inn is like you're at the back of the inn, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know the merchant district is kind of shut down at night because people don't live here.
Mm-hmm.
People don't live in the commerce district and they don't stay outside.
Okay.
But there is like one of those solitary lanterns that hang out just on like a lantern pole just on the road into and out of Krezk. And yeah, same thing. And then it's just you see a man staring out at you, and the lantern is kind of swaying in like the mountain wind, and you can see his eyes are lit up and like egg-shaped in silver. They're not like bright, like glowing silver, but they're reflecting in candlelight.
And he's just staring up at the window. What happens if I pull the curtain shut, mostly, and just kind of peer out through the crack?
He's still staring at you, and Peter, what are you doing?
Well, I look at him for like a minute, and if nothing happens, I just close it back up, bar the window, and I don't know, go back to sleep, I suppose.
Alright. If you stare at him for long enough, eventually the head moves, and you realize that the head was turned where those eyes were. And there is almost like a fish scale effect when the head looks at you of just like hundreds and hundreds of small little silver things on the face reflecting off the light, shuffling around.
Like it's covered in shiny
Things.
moving?
Yeah. Like dancing in the light.
Shit. Trying to think of something I could use to see closer without actually going outside, because Jesus Christ now.
It sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very quick like, you know, you were looking at something that looks like it had two eyes and then it just snapped over and looked.
Can I see its actual eyes, or are there more
It's far away.
far away?
Not a lot of light, and it's very dark out.
Alright. Trying to think of a way I could see closer, yeah.
Don't elves have such a magic vision?
No, not really. I only
Your
have
elf
eyes.
eyes see.
Yeah.
I guess spy glasses wouldn't really be a thing. Especially, like, it's nothing I don't.
Spy glasses are a thing, but yeah, you might not.
Have them on hand.
Yeah.
Glasses kind of do that magnifying effect, don't they? Like,
A
glasses.
little bit.
No, probably not enough. It would
Not
work,
not
but,
like he's talking about like drink glasses.
Yeah.
Not really.
I guess I'm just gonna watch what this guy does, because He's staring up here, or I thought he was. Guess he's not. Still, it's weird that someone is outside, covered in something.
Money.
Yeah, I'll just keep spying on him.
All right. Eventually, the lantern burns down, and you can't see them anymore.
I don't think I'm sleeping again tonight, so... Asher just sleeps in his room, or sits in his room for most of the night.
Sounds like time for a drink.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
right,
yes.
drinking. Well, time passes, and you two eventually do nod off to sleep. Phineas. That's your name.
Yep, that's my name.
You're wet
Okay.
and awake.
Wait. Sweat, urine.
What does your bed look like?
It's a cot covered in sheets. Maybe a quilt thrown over it.
All right. You're covered in dew,
Dew.
or like
Okay.
precipitation.
Okay. I will scrape something along my body and collect that into a beaker for future investigation.
It's dark out.
Oh, it's not morning?
No. Like you wake up on your bed,
Oh,
and it's dark in here, and there's only your bed, and you're covered in moisture.
okay. So I'm not in my room?
You're on your bed.
You check under the bed.
Imagine you're in a room that's completely black, and there's
Yep.
a very weak spotlight on you and your bed. And that's it.
I will look around my bed where I normally have piles of junk and contraptions. Nothing.
No. Reach out.
Can I sense anything in the darkness? Any sound? Any emotion?
You hear dripping, you hear air blowing, you smell acrid, salty, like very pungent smells. But it's very dark.
I will wait. I'm not gonna get off and do anything. I'm not that brave of a person.
That light above your bed flickers vaguely. Because it was a literal light, not a metaphorical one, when I said imagine.
I scream in terror.
It's a good response. It's a good response. The light goes out.
Okay.
You didn't look up at it, did you?
No.
Good. That's
I
a
can.
good instinct. That's playing a horror video game instinct right there. When I play, I keep my camera pointed at my feet the entire time.
I continue screaming until I am hoarse, and then I huddle on the bed.
All right. Eventually, the night passes, and you wake up in your bedroom. Yay! Yay! Wait, no, I'm sorry, I got that all wrong. Just forget I said that last part. Because you do wake up in your very sleeping areas hearing that screaming.
It's okay.
Jesus Christ, you're loud.
Yeah, you're both in the same dark area, and all you hear is screaming. Like you're on like whatever furs and straw you're on your bed.
What the fuck?
I reach out for my rifle.
Was it on your bed?
Well, right next to it, I suppose.
Was it on your bed?
Sure.
Then you're good. This is the important question.
At the end of his thing, I assumed he was sleeping huddled up,
Yeah, exactly.
grabbing it like a teddy bear.
Well, always sleep with your rifle, because never know when you need it.
Yeah, it's just pitch black in here. Okay, Asher's gonna start walking with his fist out, like just ready to clock something in the head if it approaches
When you get
him.
off your bed, your foot, like you're touching for the ground beneath you. Your foot kind of like feels like cracks and crevices made of like a coarse stone. The ground's not altogether solid, but it's not like loose.
Okay, so does it feel like it's gonna collapse immediately?
No, but you're walking over like very thin, like cuts into stone.
I'm gonna dig my nails into my arm and try to figure out if this is a dream or whatnot. Do I feel actual pain?
Yep.
Okay, so it's not just sensation. It's shit. Okay, just Not gonna look
Still
down.
screaming.
Do you recognize the screams?
Yes.
Oh.
I guess I'm gonna run over that way. Towards the screams.
Oh boy. All right, you keep running, and how are you going to navigate in the dark?
I don't have any sort of night vision, if that's what you're
If
asking.
only we had those night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Damn you, God!
I'm no good without my gadgets.
I have noticed as a skill, so that might help.
How will you use notice, though? How are you going to navigate through here?
Hand out, kind of feeling walls or anything like that. And I guess I'm going to do the whole trick with a maze where you just keep your hand on the left wall. And, or are
You
there?
run forward, you're not finding any walls.
Shit.
You're vaguely, like, your feet, like, I don't know if you slept in your boots or whatever, but your feet are touching stone, and the stone is different, and you're just missing, like, you know, knee or shin high things.
Bare ass feet, so, Guess I'm gonna try to, take a few moments to, like, keep my eyes closed and keep blinking and kind of try to adjust to the darkness so I can actually see a bit, get my night vision going.
The darkness is like water. Like when you go really deep into a lake and it's nothing but black, it almost has a tangible inkiness to it.
Okay.
So, what are you doing?
Well, I tried to figure out my bearings, what's going on here. But yeah, I think I prefer to camp here rather than try to go explore the dark.
Screaming.
Well, it's his screaming, not mine.
Oh my God.
Well, rifle pointed and just camping. Like in the trenches, only less wet.
Oh my God.
Does the screaming sound like it's coming from, like, above or below, or...
It sounds like it's echoing.
That's even more disorienting.
Okay, maybe following sound rather than sight or feeling sounds like the best idea. Trying to figure out where it's kind of echoing from.
Alright. After a while, you eventually see like a little dim pinprick of light that's like flickering.
Well, it seems like the wisest thing to go running towards, so light is good.
It was an anglerfish.
So yeah, just go barreling in that direction.
Alright. Eventually, you start to kind of, the light's very dim, like only maybe like, 5-10 foot radius around the bed. You're starting to see an outline in the light.
I'm not going to go right towards it, actually. Like, when I see the outline, he's just going to shout out, like, Finn, is that you?
You're screaming, you hear someone's voice.
Okay. I will attempt to get myself under control.
It's fair. It's fair, it's a good reaction.
Yes?
Oh, fuck, okay. Just keep talking to me, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to follow your voice.
Do you know what's going on?
Screaming stopped.
That's good.
Screaming stopping is usually bad.
For you.
I mean, at least whatever was haunting you finally finished it and now can eat, I suppose.
Jesus
That'll be
Christ.
nice and full.
Jesus Christ.
So I will babble through whatever pops into my head. Probably just go through the periodic table, recite my favorite ions.
Gold,
That kind of
silver,
Yeah.
the human soul, carbon.
As I know it. Yeah.
Earth, air, aether, fire.
Phlogiston.
Stradium.
Yeah, I got no idea where we are. Here, when'd you reach, did you wake up in your bed, too?
Yes.
You're looking at his bed. It's literally right there.
Okay, so I actually see...
Yeah, you've walked up to him.
Okay. You're good with, like, minerals and shit. Yeah, you're shouting about them. What's this floor made out of?
I will take a look at the floor.
All right, you get down and look at the floor that your bed's sitting on with the light. It's cave stone, like deep cave stone.
It's sedimentary. Looks like we're down pretty deep. This doesn't look like it's exposed to air a lot, or to light.
So like the mines. Is that what you're saying?
Much deeper cut.
Even deeper.
Well, at least it's not floor made of faces.
I know, right? But the stone cut is like, how do I best describe it? Imagine this floor like a deck of cards on its side. But each individual card is just like a foot or two away from it.
Yeah.
But just stacked up like that forever. So like if you dropped a coin down, it would go straight down.
It's an easy way to break a leg.
Yeah, you'd get your foot stuck in and just twist it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what would happen.
Well, you lucked out, Kevin.
Have you seen either of the others?
Yeah, I ain't seen anyone but you.
Is his face still bloody?
His nose is bleeding, but like not, it's not a horror show.
Okay.
Yeah,
What happened to your face?
I don't know. Woke up with it. Happens sometimes. Thought it was what did the doc call it? An ulcer, but no, just my nose.
What did I call it? My terrible lifestyle choices.
Yes. Basically that. What's that light? Like, can I take a look at that?
Oh, you look up?
Yeah.
At the light.
Yes.
It's actually hard to see from here. It looks like it's pretty far up, and it's like spotlight focused on here, kind of swaying and flickering.
Huh. Do you think that's the way out?
If it's swaying, probably not.
Also, Asher's just stark naked, save for his fucking furs. So it's just like
I'm in one of those old-timey nightgowns with like the little
cap,
as well.
little pom pom.
classy.
Got the pom-pom.
Here, I'm gonna climb on your bed and see if I can get a better look. I don't know if we can find rope around here or.
What direction did you come from?
I was moving in all sorts of directions. I think he just gestures in the direction he came from. Just woke up here. Thinking if we can tie enough sheets together, maybe we can throw it up there, maybe haul us out.
I mean, you got your bed. Is your bed made of any, removable components?
I mean, it's your standard wood bed.
I mean, is it? Like, our couch is fine, but we add parts to it to fix it when it breaks.
I mean, you're a tinker. You can make something out of it.
That's true. I'm sure it's on some kind of little rocking mechanism.
Just
Or it has like a
series of
ratcheting system to
springs.
turn it into a futon.
Yeah.
This is all I'm asking. Your character seems to
weave
be
the straws together. MacGyver it.
Well, I mean, there's a few springs, gears. Pull out the stuffing.
Just give me a little height and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, stretch here could probably reach it.
Okay.
All right. So you two are going to work together. How about you roll? See how successful this pulls off with your engineering or your physical hacking. Your real world hacking.
Artifice would be what I would roll.
Yeah.
That blows up.
Yeah, roll it again.
13.
Perfect.
Two raises.
Two raises.
Yeah, 2 raises. That's not bad.
Nice.
So we convert the springs that rocket back and forth into a bit of a jack system that ratchets it up.
And you're able to get like a catch. You're able to catch it and pull it down. Like it drops and you have to like catch it in the thick. When you unfurl it, it is a ugly thing that's giving off kind of green-yellow light around you. Or green-blue light.
An ugly thing, like
It's it's probably about yay big, with the size of a milk jug.
Mm-hmm.
It's made of like iron and copper, and has like a hissing, moving bits to it and has like spikes coming out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and a glass chamber that is giving off blue-green light.
What's giving off the light specifically? Like inside?
Liquid inside.
Can
Do you
I
have-
make an alchemy roll on
I was
it?
about to say, do you have alchemy?
Yep.
Yeah, there's
You can
I'm going to use Benny.
Benny. God damn it.
6.
Oh, hey.
Nice, exploded.
Ooh-wee.
9.
Nice. Raise. Okay, so this thing you have has two like small like chambers and like a pumping system, and they're very slowly pumping material into the main chamber that's giving off the light. It's luminol.
That means that this thing has got a duration on it as well. It's not indefinite, which means that someone fills it.
Probably specifically to give you light. Well,
Did you not have any light?
Oh no, I just woke up and.
You totally did.
Oh wait, did I?
Yeah, there was a creepy spotlight over all three of you.
Well, it doesn't matter now. Why don't we use this and try to find a way out?
Basically, looks like a water clock that's also a lamp. The luminol is mixing in with another, material to actually activate its bioluminescent properties.
It's like a
The
glow stick.
material looks like blood.
Right.
A
I'll,
creepy glow stick.
It's a lantern.
Can we figure out any way to make sure that we walk in the same direction? Like, and not just twist an S around?
I mean, the
You got
grooves.
you got anything on you?
Just my nightgown.
All right. Is there like loose rock or anything around?
I mean, you could follow
Yeah.
the grooves.
All right. Here's an idea. You lead the way, and I'm gonna follow behind and mark up the floor.
Okay.
Say this sounds
And
normal.
we'll just
Probably
keep going.
take a metal bit from the bed, even, and
Yeah.
use that to scratch up.
Yeah. That way I don't have to crouch. All right.
Okay. So we just pick a direction and we start walking off together.
All right.
So you sound more and more like Kingdom Death.
It's actually a coincidence.
With lanterns.
I know.
Creepy flow.
I'm aware. It was
Start
actually a
hitting
funny
them.
coincidence. But it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just alone there, hanging out.
They'll never find your body.
You'll never be clean, Justin.
Well, I guess after a while, if I hear nothing, then I'll start exploring. As in, oh, what's this light there? I'm gonna put my backnet thing and maybe get it down as well.
All right. All right. You have what you're able to kind of get your thing down. It is. It's a wet mesh fisherman's sack, full of mollusks that when they're bivalve, so when they open and stuff, they're giving off like an interior light.
Neat.
Hmm.
Bioluminescence. Well,
It's a lantern.
yay. Well, I guess I can start exploring with this now. I don't know. Grab some sheet from my bed, wrap myself up, and I don't know, walk with a lantern and a gun. See where that leads me.
Eventually, the two groups are going to meet up at your bed.
Oh shit! There you are. All right.
Like you see a light coming towards you, and you see a light coming towards you.
Oh.
Game over.
Well, I'm not walking in front, so.
And there's a third light that you're approaching,
The one that's over his
Yeah.
bed.
presumably.
Well, as soon as we see the other light, I'm going to call out.
What are you going to call out?
Hello? Who goes there?
Unclean, unclean.
Is it you, Phineas?
Yes.
Oh, great. This is Jack.
You sound so thrilled. Also, hey, it's Asher.
I'd say it's good to see you, but that means you're here too, which is not great.
So what was that screaming about?
I was horrified.
Oh? And what horrified you?
Wow. You're gonna be a dick about this.
I mean, is there something else I should be afraid of about here? Did something try to murder you?
It's amazing.
Might want to be afraid of your inability to empathize with your fellow man.
We're doing this in Scaryland. This is amazing.
Oh, I'm wondering if there's something bigger here that we should worry about.
Well, I'm glad that you're with us.
Your lantern's looking a little different. You get that from above your bed?
Yeah, it's a bioluminescent.
We should
thing.
check what yours is.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
I got some mollusks here. What do you have?
Well, if we won't starve. Now, what do you have? What the shit's in there?
It's
Oil?
a alchemical contraption. Let's leave it at that.
Okay.
Let's leave it at that. All right.
Let's get yours down.
Asher just tilts his bed onto the side and climbs up that.
All right. Alright, yeah, you climb on up, and there's a similar lantern up there. It's shaped very much like a Barovian, sort of like the lanterns you use around town, but it's running off of like spirits.
Jeez.
Liquor or
Yeah.
okay,
No,
not
not
a
a
burning
ghost.
ghost.
Not the soul of a forsaken orphan.
Well, we won't starve, and we won't be unhappy. Just climbs down with that. Is there a way to open it? Does it look like?
Yes, there's a way to open a lantern.
Let's.
You gonna drink the flaming alcohol?
No,
We
not
might
yet.
need the illumination.
Take a
We'll see how desperate things get.
What direction did he come from?
That way. Different direction than what you were.
Is it like opposite of where we came?
Not opposite, but from a different direction.
Okay. Then we'll pick one of the two directions that's equidistant from where we came from and head off at that.
It's just the three of you. The lanterns you have together are kind of pushing back at the darkness, but it feels like it's a living thing almost. Like it's dancing at the edges of your various torchlights.
Don't starve.
Let's keep the lights out in different directions, maybe. Shed as much light as we can. I ain't so fond of the idea of just wandering around in the dark in any direction. Have we seen any walls so far, or is it just...
No walls, no ceilings.
Just the floor.
The lanterns are on rope.
with no ceiling?
Not that you can see.
How
Wait,
low
on rope.
can you climb?
Pretty damn well, actually.
I guess let's give you a boost.
Yeah, I guess we'll go back and that's actually a thought. Never occurred to him that like we haven't seen a roof, but there was a rope.
There you go.
All right. I guess I'm gonna climb up mine.
Yeah, it's the closest one to us.
All right. The first few meters are going to be pretty easy, but then you're going to have to get a bit trickier because the rope is damp and oily as you go up. Not because it's a trap or anything, but because there's moisture in a cave system.
All right. Asher's gonna slide back down. Hey, Phineas, I'm gonna rip off some of your little gown there. I did it for hand wraps.
Okay.
There's a bed right there.
It's too late now.
Your little gown.
What is his bed?
Oh yeah, and pile up some of these blankets. If I fall, I'm not intent on bleeding out here.
Okay.
Sure.
Your lamp goes out.
My lamp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright,
Is it because the liquid is done reacting, or because there's
Yeah.
no more liquid in there?
He's blood.
The luminol's run out. The luminol isn't reacting with it anymore.
well, you're dead. Could you actually rig something up so that I'm attached to the rope? Like a harness?
Tie you up to the rope.
You mean a
Yeah.
knot?
I could try and make you a harness. Yeah, I'll
Something a little
try.
more advanced than
I'll try and
that,
build
like,
you a harness.
Kind of rigged up a bit.
Like do actual rope work and such.
Like we've got metal here that we can kind of bend around, just various bed parts.
It's not weird sciencey, so I'm going to use repair, which I believe is the catch-all for this kind of stuff.
Plus, this man just kind of sleeps in his full artillery. So I mean,
Wow, 7.
I succeed.
nice.
Yeah, you're able to get a rudimentary harness and a little safety area under it.
Perfect. Okay, then I'll climb.
All right, he heads up. Your models start getting really dim. Did you go up with your lamp, or did you leave that down here?
He attached it to his back.
Perfect. Just catch fire.
Oh shit! This rope is covered in oil.
Goddamn bitch, D.
And he falls down on his back on the bed, breaks everything.
My jar full of bees.
Burning alcohol spreads everywhere.
Oh no.
Okay, guys, time for a new game.
It was a good attempt, guys.
Christ.
It was a
You
good attempt,
die in your
guys.
sleep.
I guess we'll play Star Wars now. Pew pew. Alright, make a roll.
Okay. I get 2d6s then,
The barrel roll.
and I got a success. It was a 5. So.
Alright, you climb about 30 feet,
Okay.
and it's still going up. Your lantern's flickering.
Shit! Don't do that to me. It's full of liquor. Is the liquor just burning out, or is it just?
I mean, you'd have to start... It's
Right.
on your back.
So
You
kinda
start
keep
swinging
trying to
wildly.
turn. Yeah. The bottom of the rope starts swaying about for a moment before you realize this shit. This is a really stupid idea. And,
The rope shifts from the top.
oh god, please don't unhook. Please, Ezra, I've been a really good person. Just
I don't deserve this.
you owe me.
The lantern goes out, and you feel like you're in free fall. What bed were you guys at?
Mine.
His bed.
The three of you wake up in your bedroom. As the dawn hits.
Awesome.
Well, that was weird.
How are we looking this morning?
Look alright. Kind of grimy. Your nose bleeds. You know, your scrapes and stuff on your feet.
Well, that happened.
Yeah, Asher's gonna have a few drinks before heading out to meet the others at the tavern, I guess, where we usually meet. So he doesn't go
We're
anywhere.
at your bed, right? So we're already in the cat's cradle.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
wait, you
I'll-
woke
I'll
up here?
have a-
Yeah.
With the shit.
I'll have a stiff one myself.
Sure, let's have a drink before we go and get changed.
Wait, you... Like,
You're all in the same room.
okay.
Yes.
Huh. Well,
Your door's ajar. Not that it's a jar of things, it's open slightly.
thank you, Devin.
Just wanted to be sure you knew.
Yeah.
I had to specify.
Was the jar of bees?
Is there anything on the doorknob?
No.
Any sign on the door that, like, it's been tampered with, or like?
No, it's just a
locked?
jar.
Huh.
Again, open, not thing that holds things.
Well, that was scarring.
Good word.
Yeah, that's a word for it. So, let's not talk about it again.
So, have you seen that silvery thing by the gates?
You're gonna have to be more specific. You mean the man with the silver crawling all over him?
Something like that, yeah.
No. What?
In the night, there was something by the gates that looked weird. Had silver eyes.
Those weren't eyes.
No?
It was they were crawling all over him like insects.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse, this or what we've been through.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that counts as stuff we've been through, but fuck, man. Takes another long drink before continuing. So we still got like a week before we hear back from that. What was she? A priestess?
Chaplain.
A chaplain.
Charlie Chaplin.
What was her name? Chaplin?
Why is that woman
Farouk.
dressed like Hitler?
What was her name?
Farouk.
Fruck?
Yeah, Chaplin.
Farouk.
VR, okay, probably.
Rex Caesar.
Right, we were gonna go out into the forest today.
Yeah.
Still feeling up for that?
I mean, yeah, might as well.
Yeah, just let me get my gear.
Yeah, let's
I'll
go
go
get
back and I'll
changed.
grab all my gadgets and backpacks and assorted stuff. I'll
You go home
take
and
my
your house is fine. Nothing's out of order.
awesome.
Oh, good, you weren't locked out of your own house by being teleported out of them.
Your door is slightly ajar.
Right.
Front door or the
Again, it's a real door.
but the
It's
front
only slightly
door.
ajar.
Front
It's
door
got a
of the
bit of
house.
glass in there.
So someone,
I will close it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, rudimentary check on everything, whether someone has burgled into the house.
Everything seems in order.
No prints or anything. No footprints.
Nope.
Okay. Well, gear up, close the door, and head out.
The same with all of your various houses.
Hmm.
Like your bed's fine, everything's in order.
Was the front door of the inn open as well?
If you mention it to one of the people who works there, yeah, it was open in the morning and they just closed it.
That'd be really troublesome. Like,
Yeah, but they're gonna talk to someone about it.
Someone's getting a beating.
Yeah. Who was on the door duty this night?
Right? But I think that's a good place to end the session for the night.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
As the conspiracy deepens.
Oh my.
So, I was Devin,
Tyler?
Kevin?
And Peter.
and this is sponsored by Nobody, signing off.